Man, it's so refreshing to finally get a decent wrestling show on a Tuesday night. It really is. Even though we got a decent show on Tuesday night, there's still a lot that goes through my head. And I think the theme of the opening to today's show is going to be looking back in hindsight. I love Shinsuke Nakamura, don't get me wrong. I think his heel turn has been great. I think he's done everything right. WWE seems to have invested a lot of time into making this work. But is it the right time for Shinsuke Nakamura to turn heel? Was it the right circumstance? Was it the right time? And is the right time now to make him WWE champion? That's the biggest question that I'm asking each and every one of you. Is it the right time now, after everything that's happened, to make Shinsuke Nakamura the WWE champion? After the Greatest Royal Rumble, I went on and said, I didn't mind the ending at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Now, I was a little disappointed with the ending at Backlash, because I thought we were going to get Nakamura winning the title then, in this current run that we're on. But that didn't happen, and it led us to tonight, and tonight is going to lead us into Money in the Bank. I didn't mind the ending at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and I see with every match that these two have that they're getting better and better and better. And every match that we've seen so far, including tonight's, has been better than what we've seen at WrestleMania. But I want you guys to go back and think about what we got in 2017. And I always make fun of it all the time. The torturous reign that was Jinder Mahal, giving him the WWE Championship. Looking back in hindsight, was it worth it for WWE to give the title to Jinder, ultimately having him do nothing with it? Keep him with the title, give the title to AJ in a hot shot finish, because WWE wanted to book the better match between Styles and Lesnar instead of Mahal and Lesnar. Just think about what we got last year. In this same arena, tonight, in November, Jinder Mahal lost the WWE Championship. Look back in hindsight, why didn't WWE strike while the iron was hot with Shinsuke Nakamura at Hell in a Cell? Nakamura lost to Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. He got his rematch at Hell in a Cell. Why did Jinder Mahal have to beat Shinsuke Nakamura when he was white hot as the newcomer on SmackDown Live? Everybody thought Shinsuke Nakamura was going to have this great success on SmackDown Live. That was his second title shot. Was it worth it to keep the title on Jinder instead of giving it to Nakamura? And if they did give it to Nakamura, what would the outcome have been leading up to where we are today? We would have gotten the same result, but the road would have been so much better, and everything would have been a lot more clearer. If Nakamura won the title in October, we would have gotten a match between he and Brock Lesnar at the Survivor Series, a match that I am very intrigued by, and I would love to see even now, because Nakamura presents himself as one of the few guys that we haven't seen against Brock Lesnar inside a WWE ring. We've seen Strowman, we've seen Reigns, we've seen Joe, we've seen Styles. We've seen everyone except for Nakamura. So that alone would have made his first match ultimately a huge deal. Now, he wouldn't have escaped that match with a win. He would have suffered the same fate that AJ Styles suffered, a loss. But it would have been competitive. If Nakamura was the WWE Champion in October, we would have gotten the match with Lesnar. He would have went into the Royal Rumble as the WWE Champion. Instead of Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble this year, we would have gotten AJ Styles winning the Royal Rumble. You see where I'm going with this. Looking back in hindsight, roles are reversed. Nakamura goes into WrestleMania as the champion instead of AJ Styles, and AJ Styles wins the Royal Rumble instead of Shinsuke Nakamura. Ultimately, we get the same match. Ultimately, we get the same outcome. AJ Styles walks out of WrestleMania the WWE champion. We still get the heel turn, but it wouldn't have been forced. We wouldn't have gotten all this chaotic, all this on-the-fly booking that we're getting now. And AJ Styles would have been the WWE champion coming out of WrestleMania. Nakamura wouldn't have gotten all these rematches. We would have gotten two classics if they booked it the right way. AJ would have walked out WrestleMania the WWE champion. He would have escaped the rematch, the WWE champion, and we would have been on our way for 2018 as AJ Styles carrying the flag for SmackDown Live with a plethora of matches and opponents and dream matchups ahead of him with Bryan, Joe, Almas, Orton. Do you see what WWE did with the reign of Jinder? Jinder's reign was a terrible reign. It literally killed SmackDown Live. And looking back in hindsight, look at what it did to not only SmackDown, not only the WWE Championship, but look at what it did to everyone around him. They handcuffed themselves, and now we are in a state of on-the-fly booking, and it's very difficult for me to care as much as I could care for AJ Styles and Nakamura when WWE has beaten it to death over the last month. Look at what Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada have done. Look at what they've done. Have they fought or have they battled, in their entirety, spanning this entire feud and fit it into 1 month? Or was it spread out? Or do things make sense? It makes sense. Why couldn't we have gotten 2 or 3 great matches with Nakamura and Styles instead of fitting 5, 6, 7 matches in 1 month? As a fan, as someone who has a mind and a love for this business, it bothers me to see WWE carelessly book these two men in this manner through the month of April and May. In 2 months, we're going to be done with Nakamura and AJ Styles. Now, why did they book the match tonight? Why did they book Nakamura and AJ Styles tonight? Why did they book the outcome that we got tonight? Nakamura won. Nakamura won clean. Nakamura pretty much took AJ Styles to the old school, and somewhere Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan are fucking smiling from ear to ear just like I was, because I love me some old school Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan playing possum. It's an old school technique you do not see that often anymore. It is a rarity to see that, and Nakamura pulled it off brilliantly tonight. Nakamura won clean due to playing possum, which is legal. It's a legal thing. It's cheap, but it's legal. He didn't do anything wrong. Nakamura won tonight for the simple fact that WWE has every intention of keeping the WWE Championship on AJ Styles. AJ Styles is money on SmackDown Live. AJ Styles is the WWE Champion. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I do not see the WWE taking the title off of AJ Styles until the time is right. And this is why I want you guys to think back in hindsight that AJ Styles right now, taking the title off him would be not only a disappointment, but it would kind of ruin the fans' expectations of what SmackDown Live could be going into 2018. While you look at Shinsuke Nakamura, WWE had every opportunity to give Shinsuke Nakamura a WWE Championship title win, and they did not do it. They would have rather had Jinder hold the title instead of Shinsuke, and that's what fucked them. Now we're looking forward to 2018, and it's too late. It's too late for Nakamura. It's too late for him to be WWE Champion. He won tonight because he needed a win over AJ Styles. He needed to win after everything that they've done up until this point. Going into Money in the Bank, Nakamura is going to pick the stipulation now as per the rules of this match. Winner chooses the stipulation for Money in the Bank, and AJ Styles is going to walk out of Money in the Bank the WWE Champion. Because the feuds that await AJ Styles are better than what we're going to get with Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade CIEN ALMAS, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan. There is absolutely no shortage of challenge for AJ Styles. It's going to be much difficult for WWE to book a heel Nakamura going up against guys like that. And that's why I say now is not the right time for Shinsuke Nakamura, and that ship has well sailed off into the distance. And that happened back in October. Now, another thing that I am genuinely concerned with is Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan plays an important role in who might walk out of Money in the Bank, the WWE Champion. We all know Daniel Bryan's a free agent come September. We don't know if he's going to sign with the WWE or not. Me, if I was a betting man, I say he would sign with the WWE, re-up his contract, but he's got to go into it carefully. You don't want to sign a 3 to 5 year deal, and then WWE pulls the plug on your WWE career, and you're left handicapped with nowhere to go. 1 year deals. Salamonster brought up that idea. I think that's brilliant. You don't want Daniel Bryan to sign a 3 to 5 year deal, long-term contract, locked in, and then WWE, at any given chance, can pull the plug on your career and say, well, you can't go anywhere. You're stuck with us for the next 3 to 5 years. At least if he signs a 1 year deal and WWE decides to do that, it's much better than waiting 3 to 5 years. But Daniel Bryan, being a free agent come September, is going to really play a vital role in what WWE does moving forward with the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan tonight mentioned he wants to be WWE Champion. There's a reason why he's back, and that is the reason. I fully expect him to be involved with the WWE Championship moving on forward in 2018. But if he is not signing, is WWE going to try and hot shot a match between Bryan and Styles, knowing that itself is a fucking fantasy match, especially for the WWE Championship, that everyone would love to see, say, at SummerSlam? I don't know what's going on with Daniel Bryan. So you got to keep a mindful eye, and you got to pay very close attention to what WWE is doing with Daniel Bryan. If he doesn't sign, WWE could ultimately keep the title on AJ Styles, and we can get a hot shot match between Bryan and Styles for the WWE Championship. I think that is a little bit more intriguing than a match between Bryan and Nakamura at this point, because Nakamura isn't as hot as he was when he first debuted on SmackDown Live. The Miz also plays a factor into that. When are we going to get The Miz versus Daniel Bryan? It looks like we're going to get Big Cass and Daniel Bryan continuing, as I reported on Off the Script. All the news and rumors and speculation about Big Cass seemingly is true. Does he have backstage heat? More than likely. He came out, got his ass kicked by Daniel Bryan tonight, and tapped out unofficially to a submission hold that Daniel Bryan applied in the middle of the ring. WWE even booked Big Cass in a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Samoa Joe, of all people. So if Big Cass is in the doghouse, it certainly seems like that on television. Tapping out unofficially to Daniel Bryan tonight, and ultimately, I don't see him getting past Samoa Joe, nor should he get past Samoa Joe into Money in the Bank. That would just be foolish. But it looks like we're going to get a continuation of Daniel Bryan and Big Cass, and for the reasons that Dave Meltzer speculated on, we are not going to get The Miz versus Daniel Bryan right now. So we're going to be stuck with Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass until the time is right. The Miz versus Daniel Bryan is something that everybody wants to see, but it needs a reason to happen. And the reason for it to happen possibly could be the WWE Championship. Maybe Bryan gets himself involved in the WWE Championship going into SummerSlam, and we get The Miz winning Money in the Bank, and The Miz plays highway robbery on Daniel Bryan, costing him his dream of once again becoming the WWE Champion, and then we get The Miz versus Daniel Bryan all the way until WrestleMania. There's plenty of guys Daniel Bryan can keep himself occupied with up until SummerSlam and on through the rest of the year. We don't need to get The Miz and Daniel Bryan now. We don't need to get it at SummerSlam. If WWE wants to play this out and tell epic storytelling, I would wait till WrestleMania to do The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. That's just my opinion. I think running it through SummerSlam and having it end at SummerSlam is rushing through the program, and I don't want that to happen. That's when the next chapter of this feud should be told. At SummerSlam, when Bryan is in a World Championship match and The Miz cashes in. Either taking the title away from Daniel Bryan, who would win it at SummerSlam, or taking the title right out underneath from Daniel Bryan's nose, as he comes close to winning it. But that's the story that could be told through the rest of the year, leading on into Daniel Bryan chasing the title through WrestleMania and winning it at WrestleMania again. That's what I would do. I don't know if WWE has the patience for that, though. So there's a lot of factors going into the WWE Championship right now. A lot of factors. But the one important thing that I want you guys to really think about is, looking back in hindsight, did WWE make a terrible, terrible, terrible decision with SmackDown Live by keeping the WWE title on Jinder Mahal instead of giving it to Nakamura when they should have in October? AJ Styles should have won the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles could have still walked out of WrestleMania the WWE champion by beating Nakamura. We still could have got the heel turn done at WrestleMania with Nakamura, and we wouldn't be stuck in this rinse and repeat cycle that we're in, just with WWE beating this match and this feud into the ground with nowhere to go, stipulation after stipulation after stipulation. It's really making me not care as much as I should, and it's really taking the luster and the special feel away from what could have been one of WWE's biggest moments in 2018. I don't know how to feel about that, man. Let me know what you guys think about that down below in the comment section. Big Cass and Daniel Bryan opened the show tonight. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to continue saying it until he somehow strikes a chord with me, man. I don't see the appeal in Big Cass. He is not a good heel. He has decent mic skills, and he just does not come off sounding organic and sounding natural. He sounded great when he first came back and was on Miz TV and was dressed sharp in the nice suit. And he was talking about why he's back and why he's going after Daniel Bryan. But after that, with the match that we seen between he and Daniel Bryan, the midget promo, and the midget beatdown on the go-home show to Backlash, and then tonight, I'm not really feeling Big Cass, man. Doesn't sound natural. I still don't believe in Big Cass as to his reasoning to go after Daniel Bryan. I don't. And he doesn't sound intimidating whatsoever. You figure, he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that. You figured he'd be a little bit more intimidating. Now, I don't know if they're going for the intimidating big man style with Big Cass, but big is in his name. And he don't sound too big. And he ain't looking too big either. So, Big Cass has a long way to go. It's just another one of these instances where I think WWE thought they had something big in Big Cass, but all it is really is another guy on this roster that isn't ready for the position that he currently has on television. So, I haven't seen anything jumping off the page with Big Cass yet. I don't think I'm going to feel any differently about Big Cass towards the end of the year. He has a long way to go. And he's still young. He's 27, 28. I'm not saying that Big Cass isn't going to be a big deal in WWE. I'm not saying he doesn't have the potential to be a big deal. I'm just saying right now, nothing is working for Big Cass as far as I go. You guys might think differently, but I don't see anything in Big Cass that's jumping off the page right now. And I am definitely not interested in another match with Daniel Bryan. Andrade CIEN ALMAS makes his debut on SmackDown Live. I don't know what else I could tell you about this. If you watch NXT every single week like I have, and you've watched his matches with Johnny Gargano, you know what this guy can fucking do. You know the transformation that Andrade CIEN ALMAS has went through from debuting in NXT. Mr. Strippergram is what we called him. He looked like he was getting ready to pop out of a fucking wedding cake, about to take his clothes off at some bachelorette party. Comes out with the little top hat and the suspenders and these little fucking fireworks that would make Goldberg laugh on any given night. And then all of a sudden, they pair him with Zelina Vega, and the guy's a fucking megastar. It goes to show you that managers still work in 2018 in professional wrestling against whatever WWE thinks about managers or valets or advocates it works. And it worked for Andrade CIEN ALMAS. Nothing that you've seen tonight would impress you about Andrade CIEN ALMAS. Nothing. I know what to expect from Andrade CIEN ALMAS because I've been monitoring and watching him closely in NXT. Whatever he did tonight, I don't know why the fuck they gave him some independent indie scrub or some local enhancement talent. I don't know why the fuck they did that. We know what the guy can do. The guy's been touted to having one of the best matches in WWE history with Johnny Gargano and NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Why wouldn't you give this guy better opponents or a better debut? Like, it's just mind-boggling to me. Why didn't you put him in Money in the Bank? Why didn't you give him a Money in the Bank qualifying match? And then I got to thinking, if you gave him a Money in the Bank qualifying match, more than likely he wouldn't win the match. And you don't want Andrade going into his first pay-per-view looking like a loser. So maybe it's best if he's not in Money in the Bank. But they certainly could have given him a better opponent or a little bit more of a challenge. I don't know how you're going to go from Johnny Gargano and giving me the match of the fucking year already. And no, I don't think whatever Omega and Okada are going to do are going to beat whatever Almas and Gargano did. Maybe. But, you know, I'm a WWE mark. I'm a Gargano mark. I'm an NXT mark. So I'm probably going to go with NXT. But that's not to say I'm not going to watch what Omega and Okada do at Dominion. But after watching what he did there, you know, we expected a lot more. It was like, okay, you gave him a tease. You gave us a tease. We want to see more of Andrade. This has been hyped up for weeks now. You know, at least give this guy some competition. But the competition, you know, that's running through my head for Andrade, I would have him go after Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. I would strap that United States Championship to Andrade CIEN ALMAS. Get some great matches with him and Jeff Hardy. I think that would be a fantastic feud going into SummerSlam. You know? But I'm hearing Jeff Hardy might have been hurt on the European tour. I got to find out more about that. He was not on SmackDown Live tonight, but that's what I would do. I would put Andrade with Jeff Hardy going into SummerSlam. I'd give him the United States Championship. Andrade versus Randy Orton. Andrade versus Daniel Bryan. Andrade versus AJ Styles. Work him up the ranks. My God, the matches that this guy could have on the main roster. But with everybody that comes up from NXT, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, there's a paranoia in me. And no, it's not the Usos. There's a paranoia in me that is going to be there every single week I see this guy perform. They ruined Nakamura. They ruined Bobby Roode. They ruined Ty Dillinger. They ruined everybody that came up from NXT. The majority of them were ruined when they came up from NXT. If they ruined Bobby Roode as easily as they did, how soon is it going to be for SmackDown Live and DOGG to ruin Andrade CIEN ALMAS? That's my fear. I hope he doesn't fall into the same fucking boat. And I hope that this guy doesn't suffer the same fate as everybody before him. He is too good for that. And my God, does Zelina Vega look like a fucking superstar. She makes this entire package. Not taking anything away from Andrade. Definitely one of my favorite things about WWE right now, period. But my God, do they look fantastic together. And I can't wait to see what they both do on SmackDown Live. Carmella and the Melibration tonight, man. My God, if this is WWE's way of making me regret saying anything nice about Carmella, they are doing their job. She is awful. What are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? Are we celebrating that she got new hair extensions? Are we celebrating that she's wearing earrings 20 times the size of her fucking head? Are we celebrating that she got new sneakers? Are we celebrating that she could do more than one dance move besides the fucking moonwalk? Are we celebrating that we gave her title a new name on top of the name she already gave the title? Are we celebrating the return of James Ellsworth? What the fuck are we celebrating? Do you know when we should start celebrating? When she could actually wrestle more than a 1-star match, according to Dave Meltzer. You know when we should start celebrating? When she could actually fucking wrestle. You know when we should start celebrating? When she should defend the title. What are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? She beat Charlotte. She beat Charlotte at Backlash. She took the title from Charlotte thanks to the Iconics on the SmackDown after WrestleMania. What the fuck are we celebrating in May? I don't understand. You think this is getting heel heat on Carmella? She's falling into the same pit as everybody else. Get the fuck off my TV. She's done nothing to prove that she's championship material. She's done nothing to make me genuinely care about her character. She's awful. She is absolutely awful. She's an embarrassment to the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Paige, during this celebration, says that she will defend the Money in the Bank, or she will defend the title at Money in the Bank, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship at Money in the Bank, against Asuka. Asuka has to win, right? I mean, she has to win, right? I don't know, with this fucking company. She did beat Charlotte clean. So if she beats Charlotte clean, God knows what they're going to do to Asuka. But I'll tell you this right now. You know, Asuka is not Charlotte. Asuka has one loss on her record to Charlotte. Asuka should not lose for the rest of the year. You don't go undefeated for 900 fucking days as champion, or whatever the fucking streak was. Or, I guess they included house shows in that too. I don't know what the fuck it is. Well, whatever. Whatever the streak was. However many days the streak was. She shouldn't lose. She should not be losing to Carmella. Seriously. I mean, she couldn't even bring Charlotte. Or Charlotte couldn't even bring Carmella to a 2-star match. Meltzer gave it a 1 star after his Backlash review. You can imagine what Asuka is going to do with Charlotte. If Charlotte couldn't do any better, then I don't expect the same thing from Asuka. It's ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. I am over this title reign. And if WWE was smart, they would do what I stated. Asuka should be the women's champion. Ember Moon should be the Raw Women's Champion. Going on into Survivor Series when it's SmackDown versus Raw, I'd love to see Ember Moon versus Asuka again. Part 3 at Survivor Series. That's what I would do. That's what I would do for sure going into Survivor Series. That's just me, though. That's just me booking ahead. I know I might be jumping the gun there, but, you know, with WWE, whatever we want usually doesn't happen. But we're all wanting Asuka to win the championship because it's the fucking most logical thing to do here. But knowing WWE, they'd cause a disqualification, or, you know, they'll get another match out of this feud and they'll prolong it. Asuka should go into Money in the Bank and win the title from Carmella. Carmella has done nothing. She will do nothing with the title. There's no reason for her to hold the title. She's making a mockery of the Women's Championship. The Women's Championship, and any championship for that matter, should be on the best performer in your division. Right now, who is the best performer in that women's division? Outside of Charlotte, it would be Asuka. Charlotte's already in Money in the Bank. She's qualified for the Money in the Bank briefcase. So who's next in line? That's Asuka. Asuka should be the champion. AJ Styles is the best at what he does. He's the WWE champion. You got the Bludgeon Brothers. I wouldn't necessarily call them the best, but we've seen it done in nauseam with the Usos and the New Day. So why not give them a run with the titles? It's ridiculous how WWE is portraying these women on Raw and SmackDown, and it's coming off as nothing but sheer embarrassment. I hate it. It's a women's de-evolution. They tout it as a women's evolution. No, they're going backwards instead of going forwards. There's nothing on these shows concerning the women that makes me want to see them or is happy to see them. It's difficult to get invested and excited in 6-woman tags, tag team matches, triple threat matches, and then you look at the 2 champions on both Raw and SmackDown, and they're 2 fucking total divas. But you wanna tout a women's evolution. What's the difference between the butterfly belt and what we got now? Absolutely nothing. That title, or both of those titles, in fact, should be on wrestlers. Carmella and Nia Jax do nothing for either brand and their championship. Other than that, man, the other thing here, it was rumored that Rusev Day would be broken up, and we seen teases from Lana about Aiden English holding Rusev back. And it was because of a report that came out in the Wrestling Observer that stated WWE doesn't like Aiden English's look, and they might take him away from Rusev and pair Rusev back with Lana. But where would that lead Aiden English? What is that going to mean for Aiden English? Tonight, it looked like, with Rusev winning against Daniel Bryan and beating him clean and advancing to Money in the Bank, that Aiden English, for now, is saved. Because Lana came in, she didn't make any mention to Rusev that he needs to distance himself from Aiden English. In fact, Lana came in and proclaimed that she has a one-on-one match with Billie Kay next week to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank on the SmackDown women's side. And she proclaimed that it's going to be Rusev Day, in which she gets this done. So she had Aiden English sing Rusev Day in the back. So it looks like we might be getting a continuation of Rusev Day with both Aiden English and Rusev for the time being. Now, obviously, there are idiots on social media who are proclaiming, well, I would be thrilled if Rusev and Lana are the first couple ever to win the men's and women's Money in the Bank. Let me tell you something. Lana is not a professional wrestler. Lana is a manager or valet for Rusev. Lana has no business being in the ring. I just got done complaining, and I get done complaining every single week about Carmella and Nia Jax being total divas. We don't need another total diva winning anything related to having a championship on SmackDown Live. Lana is not going to win Money in the Bank. I don't care if she's there, but Lana winning Money in the Bank is a colossal mistake. I would not bet the house or anything on Lana winning the title or the briefcase at all on Rusev Day. Rusev is in the story. Would I like to see him win Money in the Bank? Yes, the Money in the Bank briefcase is made and catered for a guy like Rusev. But Lana? Sorry, bro. Lana ain't winning. And Peyton Royce, she already fell victim to Charlotte here for the qualifier for Money in the Bank. We don't need another member of the Iconics going down. Iconics haven't done anything on SmackDown Live. They were a great act on NXT. They're brought to SmackDown Live to be nothing but fucking jobbers. And I would like to see Billie Kay get a spot in Money in the Bank. At least it gets the Iconics out there, and it puts Billie Kay in a spotlight of her own away from Peyton Royce, in which she could thrive. That's a big deal to be in Money in the Bank. We don't need Lana in Money in the Bank. Can you imagine Lana in a fucking ladder match? Give me a fucking break. You want to see Lana in a ladder match after you watch her in a fucking tanning bed on Total Divas? Give me a fucking break. Fucking bullshit. Anyway. There was another Money in the Bank qualifying match. Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. All I will say is this. This one actually made sense. The one triple threat match that we got made sense. The one women's triple threat match. Out of all the triple threat matches that we've seen, this one made the most sense. And Becky Lynch won. It made her loss last week to Mandy Rose seem okay. So there you go. Becky Lynch is in Money in the Bank. This was a good episode of SmackDown Live, man. This was a good episode of SmackDown Live. We're going to go over the results quickly before we get the hell out of here. If you've enjoyed the video up until this point, if you enjoyed the podcast up until this point, please leave that thumbs up, man. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. Monday Night Raw review went up this afternoon. It hit almost 20,000 views in about 6 hours, man. You guys are fucking beast. So thank you for making me feel a lot at ease for uploading it a day later. Because last night after Monday Night Raw, the show was dreadful, and I didn't really feel all that excited to sit here and record last night. So you guys came out and supported the video. It's over 1,000 likes already. So if you missed it or you didn't get notified of it, it's in the video annotation in the top right corner. Go and check it out. So you guys got plenty of JD content and JD wrestling podcasts to occupy your time with this evening on your Tuesday night. Off the script, we talked about Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. Part 3 went up on Monday. We had Part 1 and 2 on Friday and Saturday. If you guys missed that, go and check that out. Those videos are live on the channel as well. I would appreciate your love and support. Make sure you guys go and get your t-shirts as well. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Go and support the podcast, man, with the new t-shirt. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript, and his empire is still not over. Use coupon code BSHOP20 at checkout to save 20% off on this shirt and all your orders, man. Great way to support the podcast. SmackDown Live opened up with Daniel Bryan and Renee Young, but Big Cass tries to put Daniel Bryan in his place.
When I came back, I was just happy to be back. Happy to be back doing what I love. But now, it's not enough to be back. I don't want to just be back. I want to be on top. And I know that it's going to be a fight, and it's going to be a climb, and I'm going to have to scratch and claw and fight every step of the way. But before all is said and done, I will become the WWE champion.
That's what it's all about, man. Everybody was going into a frenzy last week when he lost to Rusev.
Daniel Bryan,
that's what it's all about.
I've been in the back
it's going to be the underdog storyline again on SmackDown.
Your mouth, and I am sick of it. Your loss to Rusev was your first major setback since returning to the WWE. And I couldn't disagree anymore. I was your first major setback when you returned here to the WWE. I'm the reason you lost to Rusev. I'm the reason you're gonna keep losing, because I will ensure you never, ever achieve your dreams and aspirations here in WWE again. And at Backlash, did I lose? Yes, I'm man enough to admit that I lost.
He's just coming off, and he's not resonating with me at all, man. He really is not.
I tapped out because I wanted to
get
out of the
way he
hole
comes
quick
off is
so
not. Let me
right
pause this.
Not
that you guys give a shit about what Big Cass has to say, but he's not resonating with me. I don't think he's resonating with the audience. The crowd was flat for his promo. He doesn't sound intimidating, and there's no reason. What is the reason he's feuding with Daniel Bryan? If The Miz is not directly involved here, what is the reason? Because you were bullied when you were younger, and you see yourself in Daniel Bryan, and now because you're the bigger guy, you look at Daniel Bryan and you see your old self, and now that you're the bigger guy, you want to get ahead by bullying the smaller guy who reminds you of yourself younger? Come on, dude. It's a lame storyline. It really is. And a lot of people are like, well, the segment got over. Yeah, the segment got over because Daniel Bryan got everybody fired up because they want to see him as the WWE champion. They don't give a fuck about Big Cass. They want to see Daniel Bryan achieve the success that he had before he was retired. Big Cass did nothing here. Absolutely nothing.
Beat the holy hell out of you again. And that's exactly what I did. I beat you from pillar to post. I beat you down just like I'm going to keep beating you down, because you're not going to be able to go anywhere in the WWE without a 7-foot shadow following you around. Is Daniel Bryan a loser? Yes.
Is Big Cass a loser? Yes!
And should Daniel Bryan take his ball, go home, be a stay-at-home father, and let Brie wear the pants in your family?
Is Roman Reigns a failure? And should Vince McMahon turn him heel instead of shoving him down our throats every single week? Yes! Oh, JD, you gotta throw Roman Reigns in every video, man!
The answer? Oh, yes!
I don't care about this, dude. I don't care about it whatsoever.
Cass is attempting to intimidate Daniel Bryan.
Yeah!
Oh, and it's not going to work.
So Daniel Bryan attacks him. Start throwing punches. Big Cass shoves him down, and then Bryan goes right after that knee that had reconstructive surgery. So he ties the knee up around the steel post, and then he puts him in a submission hold. And you know, there was some weird, funky camera angles where they were flipping back and forth, and Kevin Dunn, you know, was fucking getting his heart on in the production truck, back and forth. It was giving me fucking motion sickness, as always, with the fucking camera angles. And Daniel Bryan stood tall in this segment. And now Big Cass goes on to next week and Samoa Joe in a Money in the Bank qualifier. So he got his ass beat tonight, tapped out unofficially, more than likely going to lose to Samoa Joe next week and fail at getting into Money in the Bank. And looks like the rumors about Big Cass having backstage heat for what he did during that Daniel Bryan imposter segment on the Backlash Go Home show is actually true. But somehow, some way, we're still getting Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass moving on into these early summer months. Money in the Bank qualifying match, The New Day versus The Bar. We had The New Day win here. Big E, as always, trying to kill himself. Here. Big E sends Sheamus to the apron, nails the big spear. This sends Sheamus to the floor with him. Woods goes to the top with a beautiful springboard flying elbow onto Cesaro for the pin. And the New Day gets the win here over the Bar. And they get the opportunity now to pick one of their members to go into Money in the Bank. Now, I reported on part 2 of Off the Script that it could be a big ending for Big E. This could be the start of Big E's singles push in WWE. Now, if I was choosing a member of the New Day, Big E seems like the obvious choice because of his size. But if I'm picking somebody, me personally, if you're asking me who I would want in Money in the Bank, who has impressed me the most out of the New Day, I'm going with Xavier Woods, man. I've been very high on Xavier Woods. The Miz even, hyped him up on commentary tonight. He was out there, proclaiming that he qualified for Money in the Bank and he's just scouting. He hyped up Xavier Woods tonight, says Xavier Woods has never looked better. I'm going with Xavier Woods, man. I think Xavier Woods can have a standout performance in that Money in the Bank ladder match, and I think he would do very well for himself in that ladder match and surprise a lot of people. But Big E is going to be everybody's pick because of his size and his speed and the potential of what he could do in a ladder match. But I'm going with Xavier Woods just based off the body of work he's done, man. I've been very impressed with Xavier Woods of the New Day. We had Paige backstage with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Rose says Paige banning Deville from ringside last week didn't work, and she won. And is now going to Money in the Bank. I thought it was a Money in the Bank qualifying match with Becky Lynch last week, and then I corrected myself and said, no, it wasn't. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So Paige says it wasn't a qualifying match. So this leads Paige to making a triple threat match. You will have a chance to qualify for Money in the Bank. And so will Sonya Deville. So Paige says, Mandy Rose, you're going up against Becky Lynch. Okay. I'm going to qualify for Money in the Bank against Becky Lynch. I beat her last week. We're going to beat her again this week. So Sonya Deville was like, what about me? Am I going to get Money in the Bank? She's like, yes. Your opponent's going to be Becky Lynch. So they were like, well, it's going to be a handicap match. 2-on-1. This is great. We're both going to get Money in the Bank. No, baby girl. No, baby girl. It's going to be a triple threat match. Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville versus Becky Lynch. One of the few times I will agree with WWE having a triple threat match. This one at least made some level of logic and sense. That's all I ask. So it wasn't that bad. Jake Constantino versus Andrade CIEN ALMAS. Needless to say, El Idolo destroyed this guy. Hammerlock DDT with the win. We've seen some of Almas's aggressive offense. The double knees in the corner, the hammerlock DDT. We got the cockiness of Andrade. Great shit. Hopefully he doesn't fall victim to the rest of them. Or like the rest of them on SmackDown Live. He wins. After the match, Vega and Almas celebrate in the ring. Vega takes the microphone and says that this is SmackDown Live and they were expecting more. This is the trash that you give us, Jake Constantino. She says Almas finally comes to SmackDown after the anticipation and they get this pathetic opponent. She knocks the locker room and says, they've come to SmackDown Live to take over. Ooh. Rusev Day in the back. Lana says that she will crush Billie Kay. And she will advance to Money in the Bank. And then they will be the first couple in the history to hold the Money in the Bank briefcases. Rusev says they will then rule SmackDown together. English then belts out a Rusev Day tune in celebration of their potential victory. The celebration was awful. All it was Carmella placing the title on a pillow. That's the majority of her title reign. The title is resting on a pillow, not being defended. So she boasts about herself, about how she's better than Lita and Trish Stratus combined. I think everybody in the O2 Arena fucking collectively laughed. She's better than Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss. She's better than Ronda Rousey, right? And cheer for me! Cheer for me, she says. Nobody cheered for her because she's fucking garbage. Paige comes out, says that it's great to be back in England. Carmella, you will be defending your title at Money in the Bank against this woman. And then Asuka comes out, and Carmella says, you can't do this, you can't do this. Asuka has to win, right? God, I hope so. Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose. This wasn't bad at all. Can I say one thing here, please? Really. You know, WWE, they like to make subtle changes. I don't like the subtle change they made to Peyton Royce's outfit. I think whatever she was wearing that looked Poison Ivy-ish from Batman looked great. That looked much better on her. She looked like a standout wrestler. You know, with Carmella, I liked the sweatpants and the tank top. I don't like whatever the fuck she's wearing now. Oh, JD, she looks a lot more sexier, man. Listen, that's your prerogative. I like what she looked like before. Same thing with Becky Lynch, man. What happened to the shorts? What is it with this singlet? She looks terrible in that. You know, she might be a little bit more revealing, but, you know, to me, she looked a lot better wearing what she was wearing before. She looks ridiculous in whatever she's wearing. But that's just me. I don't know if you guys just are nitpicky about that type of shit. I am. Needless to say, Becky Lynch wins here. It was back and forth. You know, Sonya and Mandy Rose teased pinning one another. They got into a little back and forth. Rose charges at Becky with a knee, but Becky moves and the knee inadvertently hits Deville. Rose is like all fucking, you know, oh my God, what happened? Becky kicks out of a pin attempt by Rose. Becky goes right for the disarmer and makes Rose tap for the win. It looks like Mandy Rose also kind of, I guess, updated her entrance. She didn't do that little fucking stutter step that she did. She looked a little bit more natural in her entrance, which I appreciate. I like the tint that they use over the entrance. It's very porno-esque, you know. And Sonya Deville's music is fucking god-awful, by the way. It is absolutely fucking cringe. I said the same thing about Liv Morgan when she was in NXT. My God, is Sonya Deville's theme music fucking terrible. That's the best you got for Sonya Deville? It literally sounds like you're choosing a generic song from the WWE 2K18 Create a Character menu, and that's what you do. It will be labeled UFC or MMA Fighter. It's fucking terrible. I mean, CFO, get back to the drawing board and give this woman some decent fucking music. God awful. Becky Lynch wins, and the right woman won here. So the Money in the Bank women's match is looking pretty good, man. We got Alexa Bliss, Charlotte, Ember Moon, and Becky Lynch. Pretty damn impressive so far. Let's see if WWE can keep that up. I don't know who else is going to fucking enter. Maybe Naomi, you know? Maybe we get some second chance matches. They already blew through everybody on Monday Night Raw. Maybe Ruby Riott ends up getting in. Maybe Sasha Banks ends up getting in. I don't know. Maybe they put all the losers together in one match, and that's a qualifying match. Bayley lost, Ruby Riott lost, Sasha lost, right? Maybe we'll get a losers pool on Monday Night Raw. You know they're going to go that route. I'm no fucking dummy. Pay me. Watch. You're going to see it the next couple of weeks and be like, oh, JD predicted it on SmackDown Live. 5:15 review. Watch. Same thing's going to happen on SmackDown Live. AJ Styles versus Schinsky Nakamura. You guys already know how I feel about this match. This was a very good match. I was a little worried, and we went over this in the beginning, why this match was happening. I immediately said, how could I have any intrigue towards Money in the Bank when they already announced the Money in the Bank rematch? And now, on the fly booking, they're giving us the Money in the Bank match on SmackDown Live. This was a way to get Shinsuke Nakamura in the W column. more than likely he will go into Money in the Bank with whatever stipulation he chooses and lose. And this was a very, very good television match. This was probably the best television match of Raw and SmackDown in the last couple of days. But Nakamura, man, the ending was fucking beautiful. He was the king of, not strong style, but the king of old school tonight on SmackDown Live, man. At the end of this thing, Nakamura goes to the corner for a Kinshasa. AJ nails a heel kick and blocks the move. AJ picks Nakamura up for the Styles Clash, but he blocks it. Nakamura dumps AJ to the apron. AJ rocks him as he charges. AJ springboards in with the phenomenal forearm, but Nakamura moves and AJ has to put on the brakes to avoid hitting the referee. Nakamura, as AJ Styles is helping the referee up, he's a little, flabbergasted that he almost hit the referee with the phenomenal forearm. So he turns his back to Nakamura, helps the referee up. As AJ turns to face Nakamura again, Nakamura clutches his fucking junk. He clutches his crotch and starts screaming in pain as if AJ hit him with a low blow. So Nakamura fakes receiving a low blow. The referee turns around and sees this. He starts questioning AJ Styles. AJ's like, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything here. Nakamura takes advantage of this confusion and hits the reverse exploder. Beautifully done. Nakamura follows up with the Kinshasa for the pin, and he earns the right to pick a stipulation at Money in the Bank. Beautiful fucking ending, man. I could appreciate an old school ending, and that was done brilliantly by Nakamura. What type of stipulation? I don't want to see a ladder match because we have two of them already on the show. If there wasn't all these ladder matches and all these people participating in ladder matches, I would definitely say a TLC match would be great. I don't want to see an Iron Man match, man. 30 minutes to me is not an Iron Man match. Gargano and Almas went 30 minutes to take over Philadelphia, and that was a regular standard NXT Championship match. 30 minutes doesn't constitute as an Iron Man match. You want an Iron Man match, you go the full hour. I would do a last man standing or a steel cage. Honestly, I do a last man standing or a steel cage. Both matches have the opportunity to have one decisive winner. Either you get to your feet first in the last man standing match, beating your opponent, by getting to your feet first, or you do the steel cage match where both feet have to hit the ground and you have to escape the cage first. That's what I would do. But we have to wait and see. They're not going to give it to you now. They're going to leave it as a cliffhanger. They did the same thing with the New Day. We don't know which member of the New Day is going to be advancing to Money in the Bank. Same thing with Nakamura. We won't find this stipulation out because there's a month left. There's no reason for us to know the stipulation now. WWE's going to tease it. They're going to prolong it. And they're going to cliffhanger it so that you continue to watch. What's Nakamura going to choose? How is he going to go about it? Blah, blah, blah. Good edition of SmackDown Live tonight, man. Much better than Monday Night Raw. And they did a good job tonight. I hate tape shows. I mentioned this on Monday Night Raw review. I hate the tape shows. I feel like they just come off in a very lazy manner. I feel WWE, they take what the live crowd... A lot of you guys told me, like, JD, I don't know what the fuck you watched on television. I know what the fuck I watched. People who listen to this program and view this channel on a daily basis, some of you reached out to me on social media and said, JD, I was there. We were fucking rocking and rolling at the O2 Arena. We were loud as fuck. Whatever you seen on television was clearly doctored. Some of you were saying Big Cass was getting tremendous heel heat. I didn't hear nothing in the fucking crowd. They must have been chanting something that they edited the fucking shit down. They leave it for some and they take it out for the others. I don't know what the fuck happened. But whatever we watch on the USA Network, on Monday Night Raw especially, garbage. Very, very heavily edited. SmackDown was a little bit better and it was a better show overall. So I'm glad we got a good show heading into NXT tomorrow. And we got 4 weeks to go till NXT TakeOver Chicago. So it's going to be interesting to see there. We're going to not triple threat, we're going to 6-man tag with the Undisputed Era against Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, and Pete Dunne. Should be interesting tomorrow on NXT. And I'll be right here covering it all for you guys, man. Thank you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And follow me on Twitter, man, at JDFROMNY. 206. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT. Have a great night, and we'll discuss what we see tomorrow on NXT with NXT Review. Until then, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.